Amazing. Oh, let me just move my little pop out. I love Canva because it lets you do like a little presenter pop out. So I can have my notes and I can show my little slide. So hi. Yeah, so I'm Isabel. That kind of says who I am on the tin there. I'm going to talk really, really quickly. I'm a waffler, so hopefully in 5 minutes, but I am a waffler. I can talk for England about creative spaces, particularly for care experience people. So before I start, I just want to very quickly explain what care experience is. I use that term every day of my life, but I realize not everybody knows what that means when I come about it. So it's a relatively newish term. It's been about for many, many years, but it's only recently kind of come back into circulation. Care experience, in a nice little nutshell to us and to me, is anybody whose family, and I use that quotation marks there, whose family has been created by the state. So that could be foster care, that could be kinship care, so living with your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, that could even be adoption. To us, that like to me, that makes you care experience. Some good examples are the usual Tracy Beaker, Spider-Man, for example, who grew up with his auntie and uncle. And then more recently, kind of Sophie Willan, who's won BAFTAs and things. That's care experience without me going really in depth and talking for ages about it. And the Care Experience Movement is the organization that I co-lead and I co-founded. We are a creative activist movement. That's the easiest way to summarize us. And the most important thing is that we're lived experience led. So we're co-founded, we're co-run, and we only really work with care experience people directly, and we pay them for their time. So there is that. So that is us on the tin. It gives just about enough context, I hope. So we've just started to really dip our toes into creative spaces for care experience people. Personally, it's something I've been doing for a little while. My own background is drama and applied theatre, and I'm also care experience. So naturally, I'm there. But as an organisation and as a movement, we've only just started dipping our toes in. I'm going to be completely honest, in the last kind of year and a half. Um, so what on earth do I mean when I say creative spaces for expression? To us, this enables care experience people to enter any space we create and essentially be open and honest about their care experience, but in a way that doesn't come with tell us your tell us your trauma, tell us your care experience, tell us what you've gone through life. We really just enable them to explore and express it however they want. If that's through art, if that's through writing, if that's through crochet, for example, we have a little group that we run every month where care experience people can come along and crochet together and just talk together. We wanted to create these spaces that aren't pressurized for care experience people, but they exist and they're kind of creative. I say all of that. What on earth do I mean by it? And why do we do this? So we believe as an organization and as myself that these spaces give care experience people the freedom to communicate their experiences in a way that feels authentic and is really empowering for them. Often we found that care experience people, when we're together, naturally we just start talking about care experience, and we as an organization wanted to kind of see how we can explore that within the arts. We also wanted to see how we could explore arts as a way to kind of go beyond, I've written the traditional methods, whatever that means, in participation. So often care experience people, particularly care experience young people, when it comes to participation, they're asked to sit in a room and tell everything that's happened really kind of scarily and really overwhelmingly, to be honest. We wanted to change that. We wanted to chuck that out the window. And one example of that is we're about to do some work with care experience parents and ask them to kind of not really talk about their experience of being a care experience parent, but talk about, I guess, their creativity together and how that kind of comes out together. So why do we do this? And there's a couple of reasons. I've written here building community and empowering leadership. So from the get-go, we really tried to foster a sense of belonging for all care experience people we work with. If that's over 18, if that's under 18, we're not really particular in terms of age. We just want to create a belonging for them and them together. Often when you're care experience, it can be quite isolating. It can be quite an uncomfortable thing to kind of experience. And we wanted to create spaces that it acknowledges that and enables that to kind of exist, but it to kind of take that out of the room. So it kind of acknowledges it but takes it out of the room. Yeah, I've said that on the tin. We kind of wanted to create a sense of community that is really kind of healing and empowers, but also a space that encourages care experience people to have a go at their creativity. Often we found upon talking to other care experience people when they're kind of growing up, then their creativity isn't encouraged. They're often encouraged to go into very boring jobs. I say boring with quotation marks, often non-creative
5 minutes,
jobs.
by the way. Sorry.
Thank you, Fab. I'm about to wrap up. And we wanted to change that. We want to give them a space to be creative and follow their dreams. We kind of really want that to be the core of how we transform care experience people's lives and care experience the whole journey of being care experienced. Fab. Thanks for listening.